Toji Fushiguro versus Kento Nanami. Two men with no wasted movements, no flashy speeches, no dramatic transformations, just discipline, precision, and lethal efficiency. Before we break this one down, if you enjoy clean, documentary-style anime battle analysis like this, subscribe to the channel for more matchups like this. It helps the channel grow and keeps these breakdowns coming. Now let's get into it. Because on the surface, this fight feels simple. A salaryman sorcerer versus an assassin with no cursed energy. But the deeper you look, the scarier it becomes. Nanami Kento isn't loud or explosive like most jujutsu fighters. He doesn't overwhelm opponents with spectacle. He wins through mathematics, through logic, through cold, calculated efficiency. Everything Nanami does is optimized. Every step measured. Every swing deliberate. He treats combat like overtime work. Finish it quickly, cleanly, and go home. But don't mistake that calm attitude for weakness. Nanami is officially a grade 1 sorcerer, which in the jujutsu world means you're already operating far above normal fighters. Grade 1s regularly handle threats that wipe out entire squads, and Nanami stands near the top of that tier. Physically, he's absurd. He can send special grade curses flying through buildings with a single punch. His raw strength is enough to crater concrete with blunt force alone. Durability-wise, he's taken hits that would flatten most sorcerers and kept walking like nothing happened. Even Mahito, one of the most dangerous curses alive, struggled to immediately put Nanami down. And that's without mentioning his technique, ratio technique. This is where things get dangerous. Nanami can divide anything into a 7-to-3 ratio and create a guaranteed weak point. It doesn't matter how tough you are, if he hits that point, you take critical damage. Bones crack, limbs shatter, structures collapse. It's basically turning every hit into a weak spot strike. Even walls, buildings, or the ground itself can be targeted. Nothing is safe. Then there's overtime. Once he exceeds his normal working hours, his cursed energy output spikes dramatically. Stronger hits, faster movements, more destructive swings. It's like flipping a hidden power switch. Nanami in overtime hits way harder than people expect. So you've got a calm, tactical fighter with guaranteed critical strikes. Sounds terrifying. But then there's Toji, and Toji doesn't play by the same rules. Toji Fushiguro isn't a sorcerer. He doesn't use cursed energy. He doesn't even register properly on most sensory techniques. He's basically invisible to the jujutsu system. Because of heavenly restriction, he gave up all cursed energy, and in exchange, gained a body that completely breaks physics. We're talking strength that ragdolls special grades, speed that blitzes elite sorcerers, reflexes that react faster than people can think. This is a man who hunted sorcerers for money, not weak ones. High-level professionals, veterans, even prodigies like Gojo. And he didn't just survive those fights, he dominated them. Toji once stabbed a younger Gojo through the throat, chest, and head before Gojo could properly react. Let that sink in. He speed blitzed the future strongest sorcerer alive. That level of speed is insane. Then there's his arsenal, the inverted spear of heaven, a weapon that cancels cursed techniques on contact. Chain of 1,000 miles, unpredictable range, playful cloud, pure destructive blunt force, guns, knives, hidden curses. Toji doesn't fight fair. He ambushes. He exploits blind spots. He ends fights before they start. He's less of a warrior and more of an executioner. So now the real question, how does Nanami deal with someone like that? First, strength. They're actually closer than you'd think. Nanami hits extremely hard, especially with ratio technique and overtime boosts. But Toji's raw physical strength has consistently shown higher ceilings. He sends grown sorcerers flying like toys. He smashes through reinforced barriers like paper. Edge Toji. Durability. Nanami is tough, but Toji has tanked hits from special grade level opponents and kept moving like a machine. Both are durable humans, not regenerators. But Toji's feats lean crazier. Edge Toji. Now speed. This is where the gap gets scary. Nanami is fast for a sorcerer. Toji is fast for the entire verse. He moves faster than cursed energy perception, meaning Nanami might not even properly sense him coming. That's a massive problem, because ratio technique only works if you can actually hit your opponent. And hitting Toji is the hard part. Edge, heavily Toji. But here's something interesting. Nanami's ratio technique doesn't care about durability. If he lands a clean 7-to-3 strike on Toji's neck, spine, or skull, it's over. Toji isn't immortal. He's still human. One perfect hit could absolutely kill him. So Nanami does have win conditions. But landing that hit is the issue. Toji's entire fighting style is anti-sorcerer. He specializes in killing people exactly like Nanami. People who rely on cursed techniques. And the worst part? If Toji uses the inverted spear of heaven, ratio technique gets shut off completely. No weak points, no guaranteed damage, just raw physical combat. And in pure hand-to-hand, Toji dominates. The fight likely doesn't last long. Nanami would analyze, stay calm, look for patterns. But Toji doesn't give patterns. He's chaotic, unpredictable. An assassin moving at terrifying speeds, a sudden blur, a misstep, a blade from a blind angle. And it's done. Nanami would absolutely push him. He's smart enough to adapt and tough enough to survive a few exchanges. But more often than not, Toji strikes first, and Toji finishes. In most realistic scenarios, the sorcerer killer walks away again, clean, silent, efficient. Just another job completed.